Alright, what's going on YouTube? Alright, so I gotta bring you guys up to speed on the new Project Frank here. I'm sure you guys remember LaFonda from all my other videos. Well, LaFonda finally died, and more or less I had to basically part out any of the good pieces on it. I can show you LaFonda, actually. She's sitting right outside this door here. The LT in all her glory. Right there. Yeah, that's LaFonda. I ended up blowing up the transmission on it. Trying to jump start it at like 30 miles an hour in low range. I dropped it into first, which is a horrible idea on my end. Didn't start it, just stripped gears and broke things. So let's go ahead and not do that. So this is Frank. I got Frank from a buddy in trade for a set of tires. Not those tires. But it's a 1984 Honda 200 ES, big red. It's been heavily, I don't want to say modified, because modifying things is actually pretty cool. More like just Frankenstein together, hence the name Frank. So let's start going right through it. What I've done in the last 2 weeks to this machine, one, I half-assed painting the gas tank. Don't look at that. I had to replace the front wheel bearings, which, come to find out, the little axle there that goes through the front is $100 for a used one, and I had to cut this one out. So I custom made one out of a piece of 3/4 inch rod with a little spacer doodad. I also put a screw in there to hold everything together, you know, just the safest over here at Junk Fiend. Bearings are pretty much already trashed in that because they didn't quite fit the rod. Look at this side. Mint. But it works. So that's the first thing I had to do. Secondly, when I got this thing, it did not have spark. So I had to get it spark. I tried everything. The wiring harness was an absolute disaster. I have it floating around somewhere, but it just looks like a cobweb of wires. It's horrible. So I took all of that off. And I took all of LaFonda's electricals and put them on this thing. So LaFonda kill switch. You notice how this is upside down? Yeah, that goes to LaFonda too, but it works. Coil, CDI is just kind of all zip tied in there, but it works. As you can see, the wiring harness is like 8 inches too long, but regardless of the fact of all of that, it works just fine. So, also, yeah, all the electricals are LaFonda's. Rear plastics, LaFonda's. The rack actually came on the four-wheeler. These tires, got from my buddy Kyle. Don't worry, he's not one of those Monster Energy drinking Kyles. He's actually pretty cool. So I put those on there. You know, lipstick on a pig. Clearly. I rebuilt the rear diff with parts of LaFonda's rear diff. And it's holding up. It, you know, clearly leaks like a sieve. But that's because I didn't buy the seals. I just bought bearings because, you know, I'm an idiot. So we'll get back to that. I'm not worried about that. But otherwise, she's not bad. It's actually a pretty reliable rig now. I've done a good bit of work to it. I actually did secure this. This rack actually sits about 1.5 inches higher than the stock rack did because of the plastics, just the way everything is. That's why I had to do this. There's a couple hose clamps under there with a couple of pieces of wood. But it functions. That's all I really care about. But, I mean, it's a pretty beefy machine. They're 25-inch tires. So when I step back, it, you know, it kind of looks bigger than Burn Victim over there. But it's not bad. Don't worry about Burn Victim. We'll get back to that at some point. But yeah, so that's pretty much the dealio on Frank. Had to bring you guys up to speed. I haven't been doing much videos. I've been busy. We'll do one of the LT tonight too. But we'll do that on a separate one. So otherwise, you guys got any questions or comments, let me know. Right down in the comments there, and like and subscribe. Have a good night, YouTube.